Hey folks, how are we doing today? It's Andrew down here at Harper Honda, and it's an exciting day because the 2025 updated Honda Civic sedan has finally landed on our lot, and I want to show you the differences between the entry-level Honda Civic LX and the upgraded Sport trim levels right here. So let's not waste any more time and hop right into it. And here they are. This is the updated for 2025 Honda Civic. On my right is this beautiful and bright rally red LX. This is the entry-level model for the 2025 Honda Civic. And on my left here is the all-new urban gray color on our Sport model. Now the Sport trim level is second up from the Honda Civic lineup, and it gets you a bunch of nice goodies. So today I want to show you and tell you all that you get if you're looking to upgrade the Sport model versus this LX trim level. Now, of course, no matter the model that you get for 2025, there are a few updates, including some of the exterior styling. Now, they're pretty minimal changes versus the 2022 through 2024 models, but as you can see, I'll overlay what the previous models look like. We do have a bit of a restyled front end here. We have a little bit wider of a front air dam down there at the bottom. Our grille has gone into this kind of honeycomb look to it, which is really nice. And we have these little aerodynamic vents here, which replace our fog lights on the previous 22 through 24 model year. Now, of course, no matter the Honda Civic that you get, you are going to get these standard LED daytime running lights, headlights, and high beams on either the LX, the Sport, and of course our two hybridized models that are new for 25, the Sport and the Sport Touring trim levels. And as we come around to the rear end of the 2025 Honda Civic, really the only update that we can note for the new model year is we have a little bit of a darkened exterior rear tail light between the two models. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. I will once again insert a clip of the 2024 model year to show the difference, but as you can see, this just kind of has a little more of a darkened look on the rear taillights there. Still a nice design either way. And I really think the Honda Civic is a great choice, a great stylish looking vehicle if you are looking for something that's affordable, stylish, and has great fuel economy. Now let's talk about some of the differences you'll see on the exterior between these two. This LX model starts at just over around $25,000 with destination and shipping and the MSRP of this vehicle. And it really has a nice looking exterior design. As you can see, there's nothing really that shows its base modelness. We have our painted mirror caps, of course our door handle. All Civics get that beautiful chrome trim around the side profile of the doors. It's a very nice looking vehicle. However, on the outside here, we do have our 16-inch steel wheels with our silver and black wheel covers on there. So that is really the only major sign that you will see that shows that this is more of an entry-level model. Of course, we do have our wheel covers here. You know what? Some people are fine with that, and you will get lower cost of tire replacement with these 16-inch wheels versus the 18s that you get on the Sport trim level. So as you can see here, we have these beautiful gloss black 18-inch wheels on this trim level here for the Sport. A little bit of a bigger tire there, of course, at 18 inches. Now, personally, I just really love the wheels on this Sport model here. Of course, being at 18 inches, you're going to have a little bit more of an expensive tire replacement versus the LX model, but even at 18 inches, that's not too bad in the world of modern tires. Really quite a good look. So once again, here is our 16-inch versions on the LX model and the upgraded 18-inch gloss black versions you get with the Sport trim level. Now, speaking of gloss black, we also do have that in our mirror caps here. As you can see, we get this black mirror cup no matter the color that you choose on your Sport model, whereas the LX entry-level model is paint match, which is still very premium, as I said earlier. However, it does kind of combine to that sporty look, which also darkens out our exterior chrome on this model, so that has been deleted of sorts. So you really just get a cohesive blacked out look with your wheels, your mirror caps, and the side profile of your Honda Civic Sport for 2025. Now, speaking of upgrades with the mirror, on the Sport model, you do get a few upgrades here as well. First being that these are heated. Now, both are powered, but you do get heating with the Sport trim level. You also get blind spot monitoring. Now, once again, you get a ton of safety features with the Honda Sensing Safety Suite on either the LX or the Sport model. However, if you are looking for a little extra sense of security and want blind spot monitoring, you're going to want to step up into the Sport trim level to get that standard. And finally, one last difference on the rear end between the LX and the Sport model is, well, of course, with the Sport model, you do get a chrome exhaust finish here on the right rear end of the vehicle here, which kind of adds that nice little bit more of a sporty look, where on the LX trim level, it is just a bit more basic. That exhaust port is hidden compared to the Sport model. Now let's talk about one more change for the 2025 model year, and that is the exterior colors, because we have two new color options for the Honda Civic sedan. This being one of them right here. This is our Urban Gray Pearl, which is all new and replaces our Sonic Gray Pearl on the 2022 through 2024 model year Civics. It's a very beautiful color, originally debuting on the Honda CR-V, made its way to the Accord, and I believe the HR-V lineup as well. What a great color. It has some nice pearlescent finish into it, as you can kind of see here. It almost has a little bit of a brownish metallic flake to it, even though it is a grayish blue color here. And speaking of blue, we have the all-new Blue Lagoon Pearl. I'll insert a photo of it here, and I cannot wait to see it hit our lots. It really looks like a beautiful blue, and it's going to be here soon. Now, absent from both the LX and the Sport is a sunroof, so you can get that on one of the hybrid trim levels, either the Sport Hybrid or the Sport Touring Hybrid. Now, both the LX model and the Sport model do come with push-to-start capabilities. No keys with this model. However, if you do want to upgrade into the Sport model, there are some good reasons why. We do have remote start on the Sport, which is a very nice feature, especially if you live in a climate that gets a little bit cold or even a little bit warm and want to cool off or heat up your Civic before entering the vehicle. Remote start is a great feature for that. We also have keyless entry and exit with the Sport model. So as you can see, we have this model locked right here. All I have to do to unlock is simply place my hand on the door handle and it will unlock it with the key in the pocket. All you have to do to lock it as well, just simply hit those three ridges there. Now let's take a look at a few of the interior differences you get between the LX and the Sport model for the 25 Honda Civic. Once again, this is the LX interior, and you know what? For being an entry-level model, it's not super basic. We have these really nice, comfortable, and soft cloth bucket seats. They kind of have this silver exterior stitching and pattern in here in the middle. Very simple and comfortable. On our door handle, we do have our soft touch materials, even on the entry-level model. Some plush padding right here for our armrest, and we have dual driver and passenger up and down automatic front windows, which is super nice. If we take a seat in here, as you can see, we do have our urethane steering wheel here, but it is nice and indented. Plus we do have our cruise control and our lane keeping system, and some controls for our audio and our 7-inch driver's information display that you see here on the left. So you do get a lot of features, even standard on this LX model. Now I really love the look, feel, and everything that you get on this Civic for 2025. And this started with the 2022 refresh, but really it's a high quality feeling interior. Now let's talk about our infotainment screen. Up here standard is our 7-inch infotainment radio system. Of course, we do have the ability to project Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on here, and it's backed up with a 4-speaker sound system. Of course, if you do want a little more audio oomph, we can step up into the Sport model, which I'll show you there in a second. Now, no matter the Civic, you are going to get this single zone automatic climate control. Super nice, really high quality feel of these knobs. Everything's physical, nothing is buried in the touchscreen radio, which is much appreciated. Beneath that, we do have 2 USB-C charging outlets plus a 12-volt traditional charger as well. Some more storage space beneath that. Of course, we do have our shift knob here, and then when we put it in reverse, we can look at our backup camera with 3 different viewable angles on the Civic LX and every other Civic model, which is super nice. Finally, beneath that, we do have our economy mode button on this Civic, our automatic start stop switch right here, our emergency parking brake, and our brake hold feature, plus 2 very large cup holders, and of course our center storage, which is super nice and pretty deep as well. Finally, if we look up top, we do have our LED interior lights standard on the LX model, and we kind of have this more gray traditional headliner on the LX model. And now taking a look at the Sport trim level, while we do have very many similarities, there are a few differences. Of course, starting out with the seats here, although these are cloth bucket seats. Like the LX model, we have a different pattern here in the middle, this kind of cool, funky silver texture. We also have a little bit of a leatherette around the sides of the seats and some more of that accented silver stitching. Really nice look, super comfortable seats. They are both manual adjustment on the LX or the Sport model. However, they are super comfortable either way. Of course, looking at our door panel here, it is pretty much the same as the LX model, but that's all right. Beneath, we do have two sport pedals here, finished with that metal and rubber look, which is super kind of fun and sporty. Let's take a seat in here and show you some of the other differences that you get with this model. Starting up here, of course, we do have our leather wrapped steering wheel standard on the Sport trim level. It has more of that silver accent stitching that you will see on the seats. Now, the functionality is almost the same as the LX model. Of course, we do have our adaptive cruise control and our lane keep system here on the right, and our audio and controls for our 7-inch driver's information display there on the left. However, there are the addition of paddle shifters for our continuously variable transmission on the Sport model. Taking a look at the infotainment system here on the Sport trim level, it is the same 7-inch unit that you get on the LX model. However, we are backed up with an increased 8-speaker audio system. So for our audiophiles, if you do care about that in your system sound quality, you're probably going to want to step up into the Sport trim level to get a little more oomph out of your speaker system. Looking down, of course, we do have our same single zone climate control. No heated seats on this model. If you do want that, you're probably going to want to step up into a Sport hybrid trim level to get that feature. But pretty much almost everything else here is the same on the Sport model, except we do have drive modes. As you remember, on the LX trim level, that was our economy mode. In the Sport, we do have normal drive mode, economy, and of course, Sport. And finally, as we look at the top, of course, we do have the same LED interior lighting, but on the Sport model, we have this super cool black headliner, which I much prefer myself. Let me know, what do you think? Do you like the traditional gray or this black that you get in the Sport model? Drop a comment and let me know, how do you feel about that? Now, looking at the rear seat in the Honda Civic, this is the LX model, and really, it's a pretty basic affair back here. We do have some nice soft padding material on the armrest, and of course, plenty of room, which really makes the Civic a great option no matter the size you're carrying around in this vehicle. There's still plenty of space in the rear seat. Now, I do wish either model did have rear vents, so Honda, if you're listening, please include that to give a little more airflow to our friends and our pets that are going to be in the rear of this vehicle. However, noted missing on the LX trim level is any cup holders and a center armrest that folds down. However, if we take a look at the rear seat of the Sport model, one major difference you will note right here, of course, is we have this leatherette that kind of matches the front seat for our middle area, and a center armrest that folds down. And also, in the same vein, if we pop the rear trunk on the Civic, as you can see, this is once again the LX model, and we do have a nice, large, and spacious trunk. And we also have the ability to add a little more extra cargo volume by folding down the rear seat. Now, in the LX entry-level model, this is a single fold rear seat. You still get a lot of additional cargo room, which is pretty nice. However, on the Sport trim level, it is a 60-40 split folding rear seat. So if you want to carry a little extra cargo and maybe one additional passenger, you do have that ability. Plus, you could also fold both down to have the same extra large storage volume addition that you have in the entry-level LX model. One final difference to note on the Sport versus the LX, back here in the rear trunk, we do have an easy membrane right here to open up the trunk. Well, the only way to do that on the LX model is by hitting either the remote key fob or the button on the driver's door. And now, no matter if you choose the entry-level LX or the upgraded Sport, you will be driving a Civic powered by the non-hybrid 2-liter 4-cylinder motor, making around 150 horsepower, and it is a little bit down on power compared to the 22 through 24 model year Civics. However, not by much, and you do get an additional mile per gallon with this new powertrain. And finishing off the video here, let's look at the window stickers. Official fuel economy on the LX entry-level model, 32 miles per gallon city, 41 miles per gallon highway, leading to a 36 mile per gallon combined fuel economy rating. And with no additional paint colors, our total comes out to $25,345. And when we look at the Sport model, as I've shown you, you get a lot of nice upgrades with this trim level for only a little bit more money. There is a little bit of a hit on fuel economy with the larger 18-inch wheels. We do get 31 miles per gallon city, 39 miles per gallon highway, leading to a 34 miles per gallon combined fuel economy rating. Still quite a good fuel economy number right there. And if we're looking at our MSRP on this vehicle, only option is our $455 premium exterior color, leading to a $27,800 total MSRP. Alrighty folks, those are all of the updates and upgrades you get on the LX trim level versus the Sport trim level for the upgraded 2025 Honda Civic sedan. Now let me know in the comments, which model would you choose, the LX, the Sport, or maybe the forthcoming hybrid models, the Sport and Sport Touring, which I think are very exciting. I'll be sure to have some videos on those soon as well, comparing all of these trim levels together. So be sure to hit subscribe to the C. Harper Auto Group YouTube channel for all of the Honda content. Can't wait to show you some more. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.